Beautiful, isn't it? Good evening. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and Bullion.com in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Got the live Windjammer camera up right now. Windjammer's a local hotel here. They don't pay me to put their camera up or talk about their hotel. I hardly talk about their hotel, but little motel here in Lauderdale by the Sea. So if you're ever visiting down here, definitely highly suggest you check it out. Nice little place right near the beach. Take a look at that view. If you look out your back window, that's probably what you're looking at. 77 degrees. Temperatures are getting a little bit cooler here in South Florida. During the evenings especially, I think it's getting down to the low 70s, which for us is pretty damn cool. You know, don't forget the South Florida, the people that were born in South Florida, like my nephews and such, come 68 degrees, they've got winter jackets on with wool caps. So, anyways, a beautiful evening out there. Hope you're enjoying your evening as well. Let's get into today's marketplace and see what happened. Boy, I love that view right there. Today's quote of the day is, "In the absence of the gold standard, there is no way to protect savings from confiscation through inflation. There is no safe store of value." That's Alan Greenspan. A lot of people are not aware of this, but a lot of you gold bugs are, but a lot of other people aren't. Is that Alan Greenspan actually was, or maybe is, I don't know, but was a gold bug prior to him taking the reins at the Federal Reserve. After that, I guess he couldn't say too much about it, but he's absolutely correct here. In the absence of the gold standard, there's no way to protect confiscation through inflation of a fiat dollar, and that's currently what we've been seeing since Americans have not been allowed to own gold. When was that? 1933, I think, when FDR made it illegal for Americans to own gold. Then he just took us off the gold standard entirely. It took the whole world off the gold standard. U.S. Payment to the whole world off the gold standard with Nixon. Nixon was 1972 or 71 or something like that. And since then, we've been on a downward spiral to fiat hell. So, but he's absolutely, and that's what we talk about gold and silver and platinum all the time, being a preservation of wealth at the very least, folks. If you were to sit with if you were to take cash, for example, $1,000, $100, $10,000, $1,000,000 in cash, and stick it under your mattress with the same amount of gold figured for the gold price at that current time when you stuck it under the mattress, and you stick it under the mattress for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and again, we have historical records to back this up. When you finally pulled out that cash 5 years from now, 10 years, whatever it might be, and you could go back as far as 1930s with this. And when you finally pull out that cash and pull out that gold, guess which is going to buy more? Well, it'll be gold and silver for sure. And again, gold and silver are kind of two different entities. When we talk about the government, we talk about the treasuries, silver doesn't come into play really too much at all. The government doesn't own any silver. And it's funny I said that because we're going to talk about that in a minute as well. But Alan Greenspan pretty much nailed it right here with that comment. And again, this just reinforces why you want to own gold and silver, in my opinion, and platinum. But particularly gold is because it is all about a preservation of wealth. And that's exactly what it's done for decades and decades and decades. In fact, if you take a look at think about this. In 1933, well, let's not use 33 because a $20 gold piece from 1933 is worth millions of dollars. Let's take in 1929, for example. If you were to take a $20 gold piece, which weighs 0.9675 ounces of pure gold, almost 1 ounce of pure gold, a $20 gold piece from 1929, or from that period, 1924, 1927, and you were to take $20 bill, which is, even our old gold standard currency is still redeemable, but not in gold today, and you were to take a $20 bill and a $20 gold U.S. coin from 1929, 27, 28, 20, whatever, and you were to stick it under a mattress, and you were to forget about it until now, what will a $20 bill buy you now, okay? What would an ounce of gold buy you now? Big difference there, folks. So this is why I talk about wealth preservation first and making a lot of money second. But you know what? We really should never talk about making a lot of money in gold, silver, and platinum markets. And that turns some people off. That turns the get-rich people, the get-rich-quick people off. oh, well, it's not a double up, not a triple up anytime soon. I'm not interested. And that's fine. You know what? That's fine. But once those people that finally do make a double up and a triple up after they lose enough money and risky assets do get some money, they're going to want to preserve it in gold, silver, and platinum, because that's really what it's all about. It's about wealth preservation. Why do you think we used to back our gold and silver and platinum, or gold and silver? Why do you think we used to back our dollar with gold? Because it was all about wealth preservation. We knew there was a finite amount of it. We knew we couldn't screw. Anyway, lots of good reasons to own gold. A double up, a triple up, a quadruple up in your lifetime or anytime soon is not the best reason. It's actually probably lower on the list. Wealth preservation being the number one reason why you want to own precious metals, especially in times like this, man, when we're just seeing the mass acceleration of inflation and all these other things. Well, tonight's video is brought to you by CME Group, the casino that runs the the casino that runs the crooked casino that runs the COMEX and the NYMEX markets, the overnight markets as well. The CME, anyways, it's not brought to you by the CME Group. I just wanted to put their advertising up there and let you know that these are the people that determine what the price of gold and silver is. And look, even on their front page of their website, the world's leading derivatives marketplace. All right, this is the CME Group. So derivatives really is a nice kind of word for bullshit. That's what derivatives are. Total bullshit. Total casino made up bullshit. That's what derivatives are. Paper bullshit. All right. So if you take a look at this, even the CME Group's front page just advertises that they are the world leading marketeers and casino in bullshit. All right. But the CME Group, again, this is COMEX is where gold and silver prices are made. This is why we, this is where the crooked activity starts. This is where the scumbag, big commercial scumbag banks, in my opinion, manipulate these markets, and the CME Group that runs the casino allows them to do it. And the CFTC, who is the regulating group out there, completely freaking worthless, does the same thing. But anyways, just want to, for those of you that are new to my videos, if you if you want to know why gold and silver prices are so low in the face of real fundamentals and what they really should be, these dirt bags, again, I'll call them dirt bags, that's my opinion, you can call them whatever you want. These dirt bags right here that run the casino allow the bigger dirt bags, which are the commercial bankers, to manipulate the price of gold and silver around. And I can only imagine what other markets they manipulate as well. If they do gold and silver and platinum markets, I'm sure they fuck with the other markets. Scumbags, scumbags, scumbags. Of course, that's just my opinion, and I'd like to thank my sponsor here. They're not my sponsor, I'm just fucking with them, actually. They make me sick. All right, sorry about that. You can see I have a little contempt in my voice there. But again, of course the markets are rigged. If you don't play, you can't win. You just wonder when it's going to run to the upside here. Currently, market is open 1666, down from that 1700 plus mark we were at last week. What, 1720 plus? Back down again. I think they're actually painting the tape right now for whatever nefarious reasons the scumbags, commercial banks do it. I think they're just painting the tape right now, but no less. And if you don't know what painting the tape is, just kind of read look it up in Investopedia. It's a great place to learn good words. Silver at 1918, low at 1917, the high at 1919, and let's see here. Where is a low of 1910 overall yesterday. 1975 was the high though. Folks, they just took silver down another buck or so close to it. I got a gut feeling, I could be wrong, that they're going to try to take it below this $19 or low 19 by tomorrow and go back down in that 1650 mark. It's just a gut feeling. I could be wrong, but you know what? You can't use graphs. You can't use graphs to figure out where gold and silver are going, because the graphs are manipulated. Graphs don't work, because all they are is a blood trail, a criminal evidence of what the scumbag big commercials have done and what the manipulators have done in the price of gold and silver. And again, it's just a blood trail, so you can't use that to determine where the price of gold and silver is going, because again, it's all false. It's all bullshit. All right. So, oh wow, I am going off a little bit tonight. So where was I going with this? Well, folks, I guess the bottom line is that these are just bullshit manipulated prices to the downside. Look, 1918 silver, 1666 gold, and 1993 platinum. You know what? this is just to wash out people that are holding on to gold and silver, and it's not really working because I think the gig is up for these folks because there is no physical capitulation at all. I don't see any. I've sold. I got to tell you, I can't even tell you how many millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars of gold and silver I've sold over my lifetime, and in this store alone. I mean, just tons. All right, and really, for the most part, and I can back this up with records, I haven't seen any capitulation by physical holders really since 2012, since the last crooked market that they drove downward. The people that held on to it in 2012 and weren't able to get out of that manipulated knockdown that they did in 2012 just held on to their metal. And I'm telling you, folks, they did not capitulate. Very few had. So since 2012, there's just people stacking gold and silver, stacking and stacking and stacking. Americans, now mind you, it's only a small segment of Americans that were doing this. If I were to be a betting man, I would say it's maybe 1% of Americans actually stack physical gold and silver. The rest of them are just lemons waiting to be driven off a cliff with their fiat currency. But I digress here. Let's get into, oh God, oh man, going off. Listen, there was a good, Ted Butler's newest article here was on the 8th, and I just wanted to kind of share with you, and I don't think he would mind at all, me sharing with you a little section in here. Where'd it go? And yes, a significant percentage of the world, I think this is an important quote here for most of you to know. And yes, a significant percentage of the world's 3 billion ounces of gold is held by central banks and other government entities. And also, yes, I suppose these official entities could buy more or sell some of gold they own. And Ted Butler clearly points out this is similar to the recent sale of crude oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, which drove the price of oil down, drove the price of gasoline down artificially, because again, here you got the government going out there controlling prices by selling off big reserves. Could government do that to the gold prices? Abso-freaking-lutely. I talked about it in last night's videos and videos I've been talking about for quite some time now, especially with Russia and China buying more and more gold. I believe there is a war on I believe there is a war on gold, and I don't know how far they will take it. What will happen? Will this war on gold be the Treasury Department and the Plunge Protection Team, the Presidential Working Group, in conjunction with big commercial banks in the CME group, all together in their big secret cabal, driving the price of gold down purposely in the CME casino, the crooked CME casino, and other places like the LBMA? Perhaps. I do believe there is a war on gold right now for a couple reasons. I think maybe to pull some money out of the Russians and Chinese pockets, and for central banks to just kind of buy more of it, along with the crooked commercial banks that would profit from that. I don't trust any of these fuckers. I really don't. Not governments, not central bankers, they're not out for our interests, folks. They're out for their own. Don't you forget that. But let me go kind of move on here and talk about silver. Ted's point here is that there is some chance that governments could sell gold, not a prediction. And again, Ted's not predicting, kind of like I'm kind of postulating that the government may have a war on gold, which I believe they probably do and will. How well that war works, I don't know. But Ted is saying, my point is that there's some chance that governments could sell gold, not a prediction, but a zero chance, now this is the key point, a zero chance they could sell silver since they don't own any. All right, in parentheses there. That's a big difference between gold and silver for some time. Absolutely concur with Ted Butler right there. Governments don't own silver. The price of silver is sheerly manipulated by the big commercial crooks in the casino CME markets and the NYMEX markets and the Globex markets and the overnight markets. Sorry. That's a big difference between gold and silver. Let's take a look at a couple other things here. Futures with Dow Jones is up a little bit. One of the things I've been pointing out is when these have been in the red, so has been gold. Gold's been following these markets, but not on Friday, and really not so much today, because Dow Jones was primarily the Dow Jones, but the S&P and NASDAQ were not so much down and kind of in the green on Friday, where gold was down substantially on Friday. Got that $40, whatever the hell was, kicked down, quite a substantial kick down, and the same with silver. Now, which reminds me, We were just talking about Ted Butler talking about gold. You know, that's the governments don't own silver, and that there really is no way for governments to manipulate the price of silver. But you know, I think there is. I think there is, because ultimately, again, where the price of gold goes, silver will ultimately follow. The ratios are going to stay intact somewhat, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe gold can go down to 1,600. Maybe gold can go to 1,650, 1,700, a high of 1,750, 18, if there is a war on gold by governments and central banks. And silver could just soar to $50. That's possible. The silver to gold ratio certainly would tighten up a lot then. But I don't know. I just really honestly believe that wherever gold goes, silver eventually or will follow at some point. Ah, man. Well, anyway, this is the evening video here, and what a beautiful view I have from the front of my store here. Lots of people enjoying the sidewalk here, back and forth to the beach. Mostly locals, though. Like I said, the tourists aren't here, the Europeans aren't here, the Canadians aren't here. But I'm seeing the locals kind of come out a little bit more now. Anyways, got my attention sidetracked by some folks walking by on their way to the beach for a wonderful evening. And let's take a look where the monkey hammering occurs here. And the monkey hammering occurs, of course, in the New York NYMEX markets. But, of course, it was up. Not of course. It was up a little bit. Gold was up. It was in that mid-1600 level afternoon. Shot up into the 1680s. And then slammed back down in the Globex markets. And what's the difference? This is the New York NYMEX markets that we're typically used to dealing. And this is this right here, the Globex markets, are what we call the after markets. The evening markets, the after-hour markets. Thinly traded markets for the most part. There's London right there. But again, most of the chicanery, most of the shenanigans, most of the bullshit monkey hammering, most of the manipulation occurs in the New York NYMEX and the Globex markets and the London markets as well. Not so much, I guess, Hong Kong, but I'm not quite sure. I don't understand that market. All right, interesting article here. And I'd show you the silver chart, but here, let's look at the silver chart. And I'm going to guarantee you it just overlays this one right here. For whatever reason, 24-hour silver, and that's what tells me these markets are so much bullshit too. These two markets moving in tandem like they do. 24-hour silver. I put 24 grain silver markets. 24-hour silver markets. Let's see if no, not going to let me do that. Not going to work. 24-hour. As you can see, I'm pretty crude when I do my searches. There we go. 24-hour silver price. And let's see, we could lay, there you go. There you could lay that chart over. Boom, in the aftermarkets, bang. Again, folks, painting the tape. And if you don't know what painting the tape is, again, go to Investopedia and put painting the tape. And that might explain what we've been seeing as of late as well. All right, I'm going to get into the gata.org article here. Found this interesting. Saw it on Zero Hedge first, but Representative Mooney's bill will restore gold standard, disclose gold standards. Boy, my throat's getting a little dry here. Give me one sec. Thank you. Cheers to everybody out there as well. Mooney's bill will restore gold standard, disclose. I'm going to read a little bit of this because it's kind of interesting. I think it's got pretty much zero chance of happening, but no less, it's kind of interesting that there are a few legislators out there trying to introduce legislation like this and get back to a fair money standard. Reminds me of something Ron Paul would do. America's currency would regain stable footing for the first time in a half a century if a bill just introduced by U.S. Representative Alex Mooney, Republican of West Virginia, becomes law. Referred to as the Gold Standard Restoration Act. I like that. I like how politicians can make these great names that that sound beneficial for all of us. Now, this one actually does, but you know, things like the Patriot Act, which turned out to be a real piece of shit bill, and other things. But I digress. Referred to as the Gold Standard Restoration Act by sound money activists. H.R. 9157 calls for the repegging of the Federal Reserve note to gold in order to address the ongoing problems of inflation, runaway federal debt, and monetary instability. All right. Upon passage of H.R. 9157, the U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve would have 30 months to publicly disclose all gold holdings and gold transactions, at which time the Federal Reserve note dollar would be pegged to a fixed weight of gold at its then market price. Again, folks, I think it's just the nail in the coffin was this little paragraph, or this little section right here, would have 30 months to publicly disclose all gold holdings and gold transactions. And for you folks that don't believe that Fort Knox holds the gold that it does, you'll especially question that little bit. And let's continue down here. The Federal Reserve notes to become fully redeemable for and exchangeable with gold at the new fixed price, with the U.S. Treasury and its gold reserve backstopping Federal Reserve banks as the guarantor. The gold standard will protect against Washington's irresponsible spending habits and the creation of money out of thin air, Mooney said. Well, that's it right there, folks. That whole thing's fucked. It's a pie-in-the-sky effort, a pie-in-the-sky thought. But as long as you've got the idiots in office that we do right now, we're never going to have sound money. Look at that. Would protect against Washington's irresponsible spending. Do you think any of those stupid bastards that double down on stupid that we have working as congressmen and senators out there would, mostly congressmen, but and women and whatever, Congress people, irresponsible spending. You think they want their irresponsible spending habits halted or ceased? No. Give me a break. This is doomed to failure right off the bat. But God bless this man, Mooney, and whatever God you bless or whatever God you like, whatever it is. Universe bless this person. God bless this person. You name it. Mooney has got the right. He's got the right thought, and he's got his heart's in the right place as far as sound money goes. I guess I'll continue here, even though I think it's just actually funny, and I shouldn't laugh. I do support this stuff, but I don't think we're there yet. Until we run out these people that we've currently got in Congress, and we run out the morons in the Senate and the Congress that don't even understand what money really is. I'm telling you, folks, these people are not that bright that we hire as congressmen and senators. A lot of them are not that bright at all. They don't even know what money is, all right? Oh, dollar. Seriously. So anyway, until we get rid of these people and people that understand what money really is and the importance of hard money and sound money, we're screwed, and we don't have that right now. So this is a pie-in-the-sky thought or dream, but no less. Gotta respect Mr. Mooney for trying to introduce this bill. The Gold Standard Restoration Act also makes several findings as to harm the Federal Reserve System has inflicted on everyday Americans. Okay. Particularly since President Richard Nixon temporarily suspended the gold backing of Americans' monetary system in 1971. Interesting. I just saw the word quotation mark, temporarily suspended. Interesting. Did you know that? Temporarily suspended? I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'm going to have to look into that at some point if I remember. Anyway, let's move along here. HR 9157 points out the following. The Federal Reserve note has lost more than 30% of its purchasing power since 2000. Absolutely true. Probably even more. And 97% of its purchasing power since the passage of the Federal Reserve Act in 1913. I'm sure that's absolutely true, folks. Absolutely true. I've talked about this again, putting a $20 gold piece on your mattress or a $20 bill, which buys more now today. Simple math. You can simply view it from that standpoint and you'll understand the whole picture. Economists have observed the elimination of gold redeemability from the monetary system freed central banks and federal government officials from accountability when they irresponsibly expand the federal money supply. But anyway, good article. Got to hand it to Representative Mooney. If there's anybody you want to keep in Congress, I believe is a congressperson, I'll call it congressman, would be Mr. Mooney because, hey, listen, kudos to that man right now. You just don't have the support out there that you need, Mr. Representative Mooney, right now. You don't have enough people that understand what's really going on. Perhaps one day in an idealistic world you will. But meanwhile, lots of kudos to you for trying this. I could go on a little bit, folks, but I suggest you read this. Of course, if you're a listener of mine, you have gata.org on your bookmark bar, and you don't miss these type of articles. In fact, you probably read it before I did, right? All right, let's, again, my whole object here, folks, is not to give you a fish, it's to teach you how to fish. And, you can eat for a day, you can give someone a fish and they'll eat for a day. You can teach them how to fish, they'll eat for life. My philosophy in life has always been to teach people how to fish. My customers included, because it makes my job much easier and it makes them much more confident in dealing with me and other people. All right, move on to ZH. In the news, what has this got to do with gold, silver, and platinum prices? Well, we just talked about what I was just saying is what Mr. Representative Mooney needs. He needs more Congress people out there, more people in the Congress and Senate that have half a brain and understand what's going on out there. And I'm not sure, I don't think Tulsi is quite there on the economy yet, but when it comes to this type of stuff right here, and when it comes to war, needless war, and understanding the value of making peace with countries and commerce countries, not war, Tulsi is on the spot. I concur with Tulsi when it comes to the Ukraine war. I concur with Tulsi when it comes to war in general. really, which is an old, it's what our country was founded on, which is really make peace and commerce with all, make war with none, don't make alliances. I know there's a saying that says that, I forgot what it is right now, but more or less, peace and commerce with all, and tangled alliances are not good, okay? And that includes alliances with people that are in wars. We should stay out of wars. There's no profit in wars for the average American whatsoever. It only profits people in the military-industrial complex. And again, Tulsi talks about this. By the way, if you watched her recent video with Joe Rogan, excellent, excellent, excellent. I highly recommend you do that. Let's take a look at what the best deals out there, folks, which gold 1 ounce bars are still spot plus $74. Availability is still pretty good. Gold Eagles, Gold Buffaloes, absolutely ridiculous. Over $200 per ounce premiums. I don't know why people pay it, but you tell me. And it's not, and whatever you tell me, it's not a good enough excuse to pay $200 over $225 for Gold Eagles. I'm telling you, it's not. There's no good reason to pay that kind of premium right now. Why you can buy gold bars at $74 over. And by the way, I haven't plugged myself yet. My little advertising. We advertise here at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and ConciergeBullion.com to beat SD Bullion, JM Bullion, and APMEX Bullion. They're the 300, 800-pound gorillas out there that have the best deals out of anybody online, and reputable companies. That's why I advertise to beat them. If you want to be competitive, who you got to beat? You got to beat the big reputable guys, and I can do that on all types of gold and silver products. So keep me in mind if you're buying gold and silver. But the best deals out there are still bars, folks. I'd avoid all the other sovereign products. Eagles. KRs if they're available, Maple Leafs, Kangaroos are in that spot plus $95, $105 range, maybe a little higher. Not too bad, but think about this. If you're, a Maple Leaf or a Krugerrand or something like that, you could still buy a gold bar plus an ounce of silver for the same price that you could buy the Maple Leaf, the Krugerrand for. So I like, and God, think about this. Compared to a gold eagle or buffalo, you could buy, give me 1 second here, you could buy 7 or 8 ounces of a silver. You could buy a 1 ounce gold bar and 7 ounces or 8 ounces of silver, I think, for the same price you could buy a gold eagle for. What's the better deal? A 1 ounce gold eagle or a gold bar with 7 or 8 ounces of silver? Seriously, think about that. All right. That's my spiel. That's my advertising for myself. Yeah, I'll beat those boys. Great companies, but I'll still beat them. So, where do we go from here? Yesterday's video. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I'm not going to get into too many things here. Just mostly people saying good stuff. Thank you. I really appreciate the kind thoughts. And by the way, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well, if you would. Paper and physical prices spreading farther apart. Kilo bars over spot price seems to be high. You are correct that even the kilo bars are getting high, but man, 1 ounces are over $5. I didn't tell you what the best deals on silver, by the way, are. Still 100 ounce bars if you can locate them, but really kilos. For some reason, kilos are the best deal pound for pound. And like I said, I have a great deal on kilos. So if you live in South Florida and you want to buy any amount of silver, come and see us at Commercial Rare Coins. If you live anywhere in the continental U.S. and you want to buy silver and gold and you're buying more than 2,500 ounces of silver, more than 100 ounces of gold, call us at ConciergeBullion.com. What other questions do I have out here? How can you tell if someone actually cares? They teach you to fish for yourself instead of being dependent on them. Thank you very much. That's absolutely true. When you care about people, you teach them how to fish rather than give them a fish. But there's a selfish reason behind that as well. I feel, on a marketing standpoint, that if I teach my customers things that are valuable for them and making good decisions on buying a couple of things, and it's a selfish reason too to some degree, but it works. It works in a two-way. It works for them. It works for me. I teach you how to look for the best deals. I teach you a lot of things that I know. Educating you or helping you educate yourself makes my job much easier. When you come in here, I don't have to tell you that eagles are overpriced. I don't have to tell you that gold buffaloes are overpriced. You're going to come to me and say, Brian, I just want the bars. You know why? Not even because I told you, because you did the math yourself. You took the time to look yourself, and you realize that, why am I paying a huge premium on this stuff? So teaching you how to fish for yourself is better than giving you a fish. And thank you. I appreciate that very kind statement. Michael Matthews, yeah, I did by the way, I'm closed on Columbus Day next year, and I closed for Columbus next year because it was quiet yesterday. And you know what? as politically incorrect as it may be, honoring Columbus to some of these assholes out here, I'm going to honor Columbus for his discovery of America, not his discovery, but you know what I'm saying, that the role he's always played in history for us. So I'm going to close. I told my employees next Columbus Day is a paid day off for everyone here, a paid holiday off for everyone, and also in honor of my father, who's still with us, by the way, not because he's gone or anything like that. He's been doing okay, but because my father is a big fan of the World's Columbian Exposition. He collects 1892 World's Columbian Fair stuff, and a big fan of that stuff, and I grew up around that. So, yep, a twofold reason to take the day off. But anyways, thank you, folks. I appreciate it. Michael, Clayton, Dennis, yep, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Paper, Paul Wilson. I have a feeling COMEX is much less silver in the register than they claim because the register outflow and inflows have essentially stalled at 40 million ounces at the past week. Plus, my LC and mini are a very low inventory. Absolutely, something going on there, folks. Something bubbling under the works with silver. Perhaps the silver market's broken. You know what the COMEX silver market needs? It needs someone to go out there. It needs a large corporation or someone, another Hunt Brother type situation, or another group of people to go out there and just screw these, screw the COMEX markets. Just keep pulling the physics. Just keep asking for delivery in a huge amount of it. See what happens. Anyways, I'm just babbling at this point. Well, listen. This is Brian Kuzmar. I'd like to thank you for all watching here. And as you know, for the last year, since the beginning of the year, my quote here has been, think for yourself and question authority. It's by Timothy Leary. And if you watch any of my videos, you know why I say that. And I'd like to thank everybody out there in YouTube land and this Rumble land as well for watching my videos. I appreciate it. And you can find this, if you're watching on either one, you can find us on either of those channels right there, as you can tell. I think that's really about it. This is ConciergeBullion.com right here. My business, if you're if you're anywhere in the United States, continental United States, and you want to buy more than 100 ounces of gold, more than 2,500 ounces of silver, call us at ConciergeBullion.com. We can help you out with that, give you great advice, give you good service, and a great price. And if you live anywhere in the state of Florida, here's our brick and mortar store. We sell any amount of gold and silver, from a couple dollars worth to a couple $1 million worth. So come by or call us anytime. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays, same location since 1995. I've been doing this since 1977, folks, second generation dealer. Here's our brick and mortar store. Again, 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Love to see you. And that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.